Before setting up your organization in GroupTalk, it is a good idea to take a step back and think about how to organize things. Let's work with a fictional example. Peter Smith runs a pretty good security company. He has 17 employees. His guards work in 2 independent teams in 2 different regions of town. Both teams work in shifts. Every team has a designated team leader. Back in the office there is a dispatcher which takes care of allocating resources and handling events. Let's think about communication needs. Everybody needs to be able to communicate within their own team. They should not be disturbed by the other team across town. The team leaders, however, should be able to contact each other in their own private channel. The dispatcher, naturally, should be able to talk to everybody and listen into all communication. To set up all this in GroupTalk, we should first divide our users into user categories. User categories is a powerful concept, but setting them up can sometimes be tricky and have some pitfalls. That's why it is good to follow 2 simple rules. Rule number 1 is to only give 1 user category per user. Rule number 2 is that everybody is the same in a user category. That is, users of the same user category should have the exact same function, communication needs and access rights. Keeping these rules in mind, how should we set up user categories in our example? It might be tempting to set it up like this. But that would be wrong. It violates rule number 1, 1 user category per user. Another way is this. But that would also be wrong. It violates rule number 2. The team leader in the West District is not the same as the team leader in East District because they are working in different areas and need access to different communication channels. So they should not be in the same user category. The best way is to set it up like this. Everybody is in a single user category and everybody within a user category is the same. You might wonder why we are not separating day shift workers and night shift workers in separate user categories. Like this. However, day shift workers and night shift workers are not really different. Even if they work different times, they still have the same function, communication needs and access rights. So they should probably be in the same user category. At this stage you should think about giving your user categories a good name and description. The description should describe what kind of users should belong to the category. We are now ready to set this up in GroupTalk Admin. Take a look at the User Categories tab. If there are any user categories here already, you can delete them. Now add the user categories one by one with name and description. Add the roles that this user category should have. The mobile role will give the users access to the GroupTalk for mobile application. There are a lot of things we can configure for each user category, but for now let's continue adding our user categories. Let's add the East District as well. Now let's add the dispatcher. This category should have the role dispatcher to get access to the dispatcher software. That's it. Now we have set up our user categories. In the next video we will show how to add users to them.